Whew. Hey guys, so I've been wanting to film this video for a while. I've just been a little nervous. I've honestly wanted to make this video since I posted my last video where I talked about what it's like to be Black in America. If you haven't seen that video, watch that one before you watch this. Here, if you see me looking down, it's because I have some notes in front of me. So that last video I made, I had no notes. I literally just sat down and started recording this video. I feel like I have something to say and I want to make sure I say every single thing that is on my mind. So if I'm looking down, that is why. So the last video I made, I don't know if you guys have seen the comments at all, but it got quite a bit of backlash that I was not expecting at all. I mean, I literally shared my personal experiences about what it's like to be Black in this country, and for some reason that offended people, that made people upset. And honestly, there were some comments on there that really bothered me, and I cried about it. Like, I literally thought that, oh wow, this is a video that's gonna show people, like, kind of open their eyes on that not everyone in our country is treated the same, but instead the video got some negative reactions and I was not expecting that at all, and it really upset me. So that's one of the reasons I waited on making this video, was I kind of had to reflect on myself and be like, is it worth making these videos? You know, because they obviously affect me, seeing those negative comments, but I've come to the point where I've realized that if it's difficult, it's worth saying, and that's why I want to come on here and let the negative comments flow, because you people who are commenting all the negative things, you are the people I'm trying to reach. So thank you for listening to a little itty bitty part of what I'm trying to say. Also, thank you for the people who did comment very kind things. Those did stand out to me. Unfortunately, the negative things stood out a little bit more, but I do want to thank every single person that took the time to leave a kind comment. I really did appreciate it. I also have really picked up speed on making YouTube videos, and I realized that I can't just make videos for entertainment. Like, the things that are going on in our world are directly affecting me, and I can't just make one video and ignore the things that keep happening in our country. Like, I need to sit down and take the time to make serious videos, because if not me, then who? And then lastly, the thing that kind of tipped me over the edge and was like, okay, I need to make this video, was the presidential debate. If you have not seen the presidential debate, so today when I'm making this video is October 15th. I believe the presidential debate happened about a week ago, and our president, Donald J. Trump, did not condemn white supremacy when asked. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go Google Donald Trump condemn white supremacy and you can watch the video clip for yourself and you can form your own opinions about it. But to me, when someone asks you to condemn white supremacy and you just can't say no, you have to say, Proud Boys, stand by and stand back. I mean, how much more blatant can you be that you're racist? You cannot condemn white supremacy. So I just had to come on here and talk about, just talk about it. Like, I just had to come on here and talk about why I do not want to be Black anymore. All right, so what do I mean by I don't want to be Black anymore? I mean, I'm tired. I am sick and I am tired of everything that's happening in this world and not seeing any change. I know for some of you, you might feel like the Black Lives Matter movement and this racial oppression is new to you. I mean, I'm only 23 and I feel like I've been feeling it my whole entire life. And I'm just sick and tired of everything that's going on in the world and seeing, you know, visual evidence, video evidence of the racial injustice going on in the world, and people being appalled for that moment and then no change coming out of it. I am sick and I am tired. And when I say I don't want to be black anymore, I mean that I don't want to be treated the way I am anymore. I deserve better. The color of my skin does not determine how anybody should be treated. And so that's why I'm coming on here today. And that's what we're gonna go over. And I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but it's hard not to when you're talking about something that should not be an issue anymore. It's 2020. It is 2020. And we still have issues in America over whether your skin color determines on how you're treated. So I'm tired of turning on the news or going on Facebook or any social media and seeing acts of brutality against people of color, specifically from the police or from people who are put in place to protect us. And I'm tired of seeing it because there's evidence that it happens again and again, and it's not just coincidence. And I'm tired of seeing news outlets discredit it, saying it's an isolated incident, or, you know, just, it's so hard for me to even put into words what I'm feeling, but I'm just so tired of seeing it again and again, and then seeing no change, seeing no one do anything about it. Because I think what a lot of people don't understand is, like, when I watched George Floyd die, and which I don't know if you guys have watched that video, it's a very hard video to watch. I didn't see George Floyd. I saw my dad, I saw my cousins, I saw my uncles, I saw every single black man I knew in his face. When I hear about the awful things that happened to Breonna Taylor and how she still has not had any justice, I think of every black woman I know. I think of my family members, I think of my friends, and I realize that that could be me. And I think that's the whole issue with this, and why people don't really care about it is because people have sympathy for what's going on. They're like, oh wow, that's so bad for the black community. I feel so bad for them. But none of you guys have empathy. None of you guys want to put yourself in a black person or any minority person's shoes for a day and feel what we feel. You lack empathy. You feel sorry for us, but you do not want to feel what it's like to be us. And that is, the fact that you guys don't want to do that is a problem. And you should say, wow, I never would want to trade places with a black woman for a day. There's a reason why, because I won't be treated the way that I am if I'm her. I have no idea if that sentence just made any sense, but it's just another reason I think that people don't care about this movement, or they kind of turn a blind eye toward it, is you might be racist. You know, and I think that people forget that there are different levels of racism. So number one, you might be ignorant. You might not even know who George Floyd or Breonna Taylor is. And if you don't, stop watching this video and go educate yourself. Go learn what is going on in our country. Number two, you might have a little bit of racial bias. Now, what is racial bias? This might be falling into things like stereotypes, microaggressions. A stereotype, for example, black people are lazy. Another stereotype is black people are good at sports. Those are not facts. Those are stereotypes. And when a group of people who you've associated with those stereotypes don't fit into the box you've made for them, I can attest to this, you don't know where you belong. When I was growing up, I had people say, wow, Casey, you speak like a white person. What they were really saying to me is, Casey, you speak intelligently. You're articulate. There's an issue with that sentence. White people, you don't own intelligence. Stop associating intelligence with race. They do not correlate. Another thing is, you just might be flat out racist, which you guys should stick around because I'll be exposing some of you who commented in my last video. But yeah, you might just be flat out racist. You might just be like, you know what? I'll never say it to anybody, or maybe you will, but you think because you have less melanin in your skin, less pigmentation, that you are better than others. Which, you know what? If that is what you still think, I can't help you. I can't change how you think. I mean, there might be a little part of you that can change, but if you still think that way, I hate to tell you, you're one of the few. And for those of you who still don't think that racism is an issue in our country, I'd like to share a little anecdote with you. So if you don't know, I work in an ER. I'm a healthcare worker. And one shift I'm working, we bring in a very sick patient. At the time, he was unconscious. I'm helping with nurses and doctors, and he regains consciousness, wakes up. The first thing he says is not how I got here, what's going on. He takes a look around the room and says, "Get that nigger cunt out of here." And you know, I'm sorry if that was abrasive, but that's how I felt hearing those words too. Here I am trying to help this man, and the first thing out of his mouth is hate. And you know, it's just, at that time, I really didn't know what to do. I just left the room because I was like, clearly he doesn't want me there. But then later in the shift, when he started coding, guess who did CPR on him? Me. I did. And I'm not trying to say that as like, oh, look at me, look how great I am. I had to do that because it's my job. And I don't know if any of you work in customer service or food service, and you have a difficult customer, but you still have to work with them because it's your job. Imagine someone saying something so offensive to you, and then literally you later have to save their life, knowing that they hate you because they don't even know you, but the color of your skin, your presence in the room makes them hate you, and there is nothing you can do about it. You know, I'm damn good at my job, you know, and just having someone judge me, judge my character, judge my personality, judge my skills on something I can't control, it's hard. It's really hard. And that's probably the worst incident I've ever had at work. But you know, it's not the only one. Sadly enough, it is not the only one. So if you're still watching this video, hopefully you agree with me that something needs to change and we need to change. Hopefully you agree with me that the color of your skin should not determine what people think of you. I'm not 100% sure what the right answer is to do to change things. I know one thing you can do is you can sit down with friends, family, and have difficult conversations. Because here's the thing, I feel like people aren't talking about it because it's uncomfortable, but that's why you should be talking about it. If the discussion of race is uncomfortable, then there's a discussion to be had. One thing I know that you can definitely do is go vote. You know, I'm filming this in October, we vote November, you know, go out and vote. This election is so important. It is so important that you make sure your voice is heard and you research your candidates and you make sure that their values align with your values. And if you're one of those people out there where you're like, you know, I'm not gonna vote, you know, they don't affect me, the issues don't affect me, the politicians don't affect me. Well, I'm telling you right now that laws and policies being made right now affect me. If you yourself don't have a reason to vote, think of me. Think of other people of color. Think of other minorities whose fate is going to be decided by this election. And realize that you not only have the power to determine what happens to you, but to determine what happens to me. Just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope it was somewhat organized. I tried to follow my notes as best as I could. It's really hard though when I talk about topics like this because they're very important to me. I get emotional, I get heated. So just thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I myself am not really sure what the best course of action to move forward. I know one of the best things you can do though is vote. I'll link information down below about how to check your voter registration status, where you can register to vote if it's not too late in your state, as well as some organizations to go check out that support the Black Lives Matter movement, support racial equality, all that stuff. Again, thank you so much for watching.